Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to East versus West. Ladies and gentlemen, we move into the next match on tonight's card, and it will take place in the men's light heavyweight division on the right arm here at East versus West 20. We will see Ukraine and Japan go head to head, and I'd like you first to welcome this athlete as he makes his way to the arm wrestling table. He hails from and is proudly representing Ukraine. Raise it up for Petro Marharint! Petro Marharint of Ukraine waits at the table for the introduction of his opponent, who is a legend, hailing from and representing the land of the rising sun. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to put your hands together and welcome back to the East versus West stage this Japanese arm wrestling legend. He is a multiple national champion and former multiple WAF champion of the world. Welcome the warlord, Yoshinobu Kanai! Petro Marharint, Yoshinobu, the warlord, Kanai. And Devon, I want to say, mate, when Yoshinobu Kanai returned to the promotion, the first time that we saw him back in the sport, he was a surprise package. He was a shock. The old guard knew the threat level represented, and yet the new fans of the sport, of whom there are so many, had never seen just what Yoshi can do. He proved beyond any reasonable doubt that he is a serious force to be reckoned with. Tonight, he is more confident than I've seen him in a while.
An incredible arm wrestling athlete. I've seen this guy since the 90s, kicking ass. This is his third match for East versus West. Went against Todd Hutchings, went against John Brezink, and now today against Petro Marharint. Oh, no surprise. We'll be going to the strap. He is a very good King's mover. Yoshi is a very skilled King's move, very skilled in the strap. We'll see whose wrist holds up here. I think we're in for an incredible first round.
Go.
Total hand dominance there, displayed by Petro Marharint. And the strap will be applied now. Will change things immeasurably, but one thing that's got to give Petro Marharint a great deal of confidence was the amount he managed to secure his cuff.
He did look in great control up till this point. Everything changes in that strap.
The low connection point there from Yoshinobu Kanai. That's a huge amount of elbow integrity he'll need to have, because Petro Marharint is built differently, Devon. This is a man There was an enormous amount of thickness across the hand, wrist, and elbow joint.
Rest.
It'll be a fascinating encounter, mate.
Don't move. Oh.
I don't believe that Petro has...
Go!
Oh, there we go.
Push.
Oh, the sticking point, and I'll...
Push you.
Once this match starts to stop, that's when things are going to get extremely interesting. Yoshi seems to have found that first stop, resulting in an elbow foul, however, for Yoshi.
Yoshi, stay off knuckle.
And Yoshi felt that he was pushed there. He actually told the referees that Petro pushed him.
Shoulder.
It was certainly hard to see that from our vantage point. The outcome is a foul for the man from Japan. That resting point adopted at the back of the pad, and big booming attacks there from Petro Marharint, driving on the arm of Yoshi Kanai, but cannot finish. And you do wonder whether he can reel him in a little as this match progresses. Enormous drive, Marharint again, so close there. Massive drives and attacks. That was a push. Big drive there from Marharint. He definitely pushed at him there. Was unable to finish, but an elbow pop there, and Marharint did push halfway through there. Did not get called for it.
So hard to finish, Yoshi. So hard. All those surges looked so close to the finish, but couldn't quite get over the line. A lot of damage on both their arms, I'm sure.
Petro Marharint working hard for the win. Couldn't get it. Receives the foul, and the foul count is now dead level. But one thing that we're not surprised about is this is shaping up to be a battle, Devon, as we expected.
A higher level of strength, fundamental being shown by Petro. The defense on Yoshi is impeccable. As this gets further and further, if Petro cannot get through him, I expect the gap to start to widen. Yoshi's endurance is going to start to find a way into this match.
Yoshi Kanai, a man who has been a world-class athlete since the mid to late 90s.
Shoulder. Rotate.
Petro Marharint,
Shoulder.
also very experienced, but
Rotate.
nowhere near the miles on the clock
Rest.
of Kanai.
Don't move.
Massively strong athlete, secures his cup well. Little more patience shown from Marharint, and he looks over at Yoshi Kanai. Kanai adopts that position at the back of the pad, and he's in a sticking point which you cannot understand. It makes no logical sense. Doesn't have a great position on the hand. A big drive again, an aggressive attack from Petro Marharint as he tries to finish, but he could not secure the win. And Yoshi Kanai, wow, with the most lethal move that you can possibly imagine. And he hangs on at the back of the pad again as Marharint dives for the pad. Kanai climbs, tries to secure his position, and he takes theirs of Marharint. Petro Marharint with a big drive, and the crowd reacts, and it is going crazy here. And a climb and an adjustment by Yoshinobu. The wall home with the win. Kanai with the win. Yoshinobu Kanai with the win here. Wow! Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching East versus West 20 in association with Triple X Fitness and Devon Larratt. It is wild inside tonight.
What a match, what a war. I feel like Petro put it all on the line there, put out everything. What a massive amount of damage both these athletes. I feel like these guys are both so close to the world title at 105, at 95. I really believe that if given another opportunity, Yoshi continuing to climb, to refine his strength and technique, I think he might be due for a title shot at 95 or 105.
Now you look at the corners there, and there is a story to be told, and often you would expect that Yoshi may not look as exhausted But the reality of the situation is that this is an athlete who many people would consider in the twilight of his career. But the interesting thing is that he looks like that every time he competes and somehow finds a way. The heart and tenacity of the man from Japan is beyond question. But the visual we had there, Devon, was of Petro Marharint looking in better shape. He looks calm, he looks relaxed, and his breathing is balanced.
Excellent effort. Yoshi just continuing to climb throughout all the surges, slowly improving until the wrist buckled. Everything was secured at that point.
Wonderful matchup here.
Open your fingers.
Men's 95 kilogram class tonight. Obviously, we will see the world title contested, Devon, between Zirakashvili and Hutchins. But seated just below that is an incredible roster of talent, evidenced by what we're watching here.
What's up?
Kanai leading by 1 pin. That's the man in the headband hailing from Japan. His opponent, Petro Marharint of Ukraine. Incredible event here. Sold out capacity crowd inside the arena in Zurich. Brought to you. Triple X Fitness.
Always interesting to see what an athlete does when they have a round like that. A fully exhaustive round. 90 seconds is not a lot of time to come back and regroup.
It really isn't. That was the most punishing of rounds. Yoshi just applying a little bit more magnesium carbonate chalk onto the back of the hand. Both guys sweating profusely. We are in the strap. Your referee, Bill Collins, just asking for slight adjustments on the hand there.
Knuckle. Okay, shoulder.
Yoshinobu, Kanai leading by that 1 pin.
Shoulder.
In an incredible, thunderous war of a first round. Marharint now.
Wrist.
His hand facing the referee.
Move. Go!
Big drive off the start. Much
much
earlier. Kanai in celebration mode, who has control of the hand and wrist, starts to tighten that cup and tried to engage in power, and that was a mistake because Petro Marharint is committing hard to the side and will come around with that tricep. He has massive power, and Kanai continues his ascent, tries to drive up into the hand, and some diligent technical pulling here, Dev.
Very efficient arm wrestling from Yoshi as he continues to broaden the gap, continues to become more and more dominant as this match goes on. Round 2 victory, Yoshinobu Kanai from Japan.
Yoshinobu, the warlord Kanai of Japan with the win. And he takes the match to 2-0. In an incredibly entertaining matchup.
Celebration started very early that round for Yoshi. I think right away he got hand control.
He knew he'd secured the position. He attacked, and early on in that round started to gain depth. Obviously very confident that he could return and find his center, and did so, showing a great deal of diligence there and a great deal of experience.
Yoshi's such a long-time dominant athlete from Japan. Probably Japan's signature arm wrestler. Probably the best arm wrestler in Japan for the last 25 years.
30 seconds till next round.
Without question, and certainly the most successful ever athlete. Seen this man in some of the most unbelievable wars over the years with legendary arm wrestlers, the likes of John Brasink, Ron Bath, Ferit Usmanov, and
Warning.
more.
10 seconds till next round.
Yoshi's back at the table. He's got about 3 or 4 seconds before they go to the next round. And Marharint
Time expired.
seems to be really struggling to maintain his wrist and hand control here, Devon, and it's looking ominous now.
I don't know how many options he has left at this point, whether he's going to really try and slam the shoulder forward, go with the floppers press, but I have to think that his hand and wrist is probably pretty gassed out at this point.
Yoshi with that Strap positioning as low as possible, as always. Has massive belief in his pronation, massive belief in that elbow integrity, which I mentioned earlier in tonight's broadcast, and he's shown that for over 20 years and has not been afraid to match up arm on arm, frame on frame with some of the most powerful athletes the sport has ever seen at this weight division. Petro Marharint is certainly one of the new breed who has massive top end strength.
Low grip by Marharint.
Yes. Shoulder.
Marharint looking like he's coming much more forward this time, trying to maintain and secure cup.
Wrist.
Maybe a difficult ask at this point, Dev.
Yeah, good control from Yoshi. Good full control. Right in the pressure, putting the pressure right into his fingers, forcing him into the shoulder, advancing his grip methodically, coming over the top now, advancing with the shoulder. Full balance, full control from Yoshi Kanai.
Started to commit on that forward press a little there, and I think we've got a slight elbow infringement.
Have to think that Yoshi's almost showboating at this point. Little rest when they have a foul, 30 seconds, allowed to rest very quickly. This could be it as we are 2 up.
A slight technical there with the platform. The referee's working hard to try and rectify that situation. Now that gives an opportunity for a breather for the athletes. But I think Petro Marharint would need a lot longer than he's got available.
It's the 5th match here at East versus West 20 in Zurich. And what a card it's been so far. What a great match this is.
A little shot of the crowd here. Former competitor Mayorov shown in attendance. Not to mention that young man, Levan Saganashvili, in the house, ladies and gentlemen, the overall champion of the world. And a former dance partner of my co-commentator tonight, No Limits, Devon Larratt. And what a match we are seeing here. Levan and Devon both getting the opportunity to witness some magnificent arm wrestling from Petro Marharint of Ukraine and the warlord Yoshi Kanai of Japan. Tonight's event, remember, brought to you by Triple X Fitness, Infinity Functional Performance, Grip Arm Sport, Titan Grip and Gold Star Coffee. And we are in an intriguing death match. Back into the straps, Yoshinobu Kanai, 1 pin away from securing the victory here. Best of 5 duration on the right arm in the men's 95 kilogram here in Zurich, Switzerland.
So much damage done to the arms already. Fierce opening rounds.
Keep your elbow down. You got the strap. One leg.
And right now, a super entertaining clash. No doubt about the commitment shown tonight, I must say, by Petro Marharint as well. The man has absolutely thrown the kitchen sink at him. But Yoshi Kanai has been equal to every test, and that endurance card that he's always had in his back pocket has been a real difference maker, Dev.
King's move causing problems for all sorts of athletes.
Relatively small hand by comparison, Yoshinobu Kanai. Not gifted in terms of leverage, but in terms of heart, tenacity, and top-end strength, he is extraordinarily gifted.
Wrist.
Here we go. Your referee, Bill Collins, brings them into central, and away we go. And Marharint tries to secure his cup, but he's going to be forced to contest it without the cup as he is busted open by that open top roll attack of Yoshinobu, the warlord Kanai, who looks to be in smooth water. Big drive, Marharint trying to blast his opponent up the pad. We got an issue with that platform again when the match called to a halt. Ordinarily, you may think it's a get out of jail free card for Marharint, but I think he wanted that thing done.
Looked like Yoshi was once again in control there.
Yoshi found a resting spot and was allowing Marharint to burn that energy into the ether. He hadn't even started to climb at that stage, Devon. He was just happy to secure that pronated open top roll, and from there he found a great resting position. Looks incredible tonight, Devon.
Very, very good. Very impressive, this athlete from Japan. Marharint just throwing to the side without any hand control left. No doubt his arm is completely trashed at this point, just trying to find any way to stay in the match in this final round, potentially.
It would be a Herculean, imperious effort from Petro Marharint. If he could drag himself back into this match, it would be truly incredible.
Okay.
One thing that you have to note is that he is definitely not taking a backward step. The man from Ukraine 100% came to arm wrestle and couldn't go any harder than he is doing here. A magnificent match. So many people felt that this may be the outstanding match on the card, certainly in the first half, and it's shaping up to be just that incredible battle.
Yoshi is just known for his ability to stay in a match. He's done it throughout his entire career. If the match stops, technically he is able to work his way through his opponent, becoming more and more efficient.
Kanai of Japan, the Warlord, multiple world champion, the most decorated signature pull-off that Japan has ever seen, and again, his height maintenance there on the index finger is supreme, and a little adjustment there, slight cut, and he starts to get into that application spot from where he can just bump that pronator as Marharint works tirelessly to come forward with the shoulder and try to bump him off that bone line and get him outside his shoulder. But it's going to be a foul on Marharint, elbow foul.
Got one foul, elbow.
That's okay.
Now, just for clarity, that is his first foul. The other two stoppages were down to the equipment failure that we saw on the platform. Marharint moving very hard to the left-hand side, and he tilted the platform and managed to damage it. Such was his commitment level to securing the victory, but to no avail at this stage, as Yoshinobu Kanai has soaked up everything.
It's okay. Don't move. Go!
Big drive, position gain, a little climb there, Devon, but he looks comfortable.
Not enough. The hand control is just too full. Marharint just throwing and throwing, using his frame, putting his frame into the match. Methodically, Yoshi is working through him, continuing to climb. Valiant effort.
Commitment level off the charts from Petro Marharint. The heart of a Ukrainian warrior there, without a doubt. And as Yoshi tries to come and secure position, Marharint unable to hold it up, and it is Yoshi, the Warlord. Kanai with the win. Kanai with the win, ladies and gentlemen. And he was incredibly impressive and a successful outing for the finest of the Japanese arm wrestlers, Devon, and couldn't have looked any better tonight, mate.
Incredible match. Incredible technical display from Yoshi. I have to believe that Petro was the stronger guy, but just stuck in the match, continued to work that kickback, King's move, top roll, that open style, methodically worked through the hand and wrist of his opponent, methodically tiring him out like an anaconda, just slowly wrapping tighter and tighter until he gets control with the shoulder, leaving him with little options. Petro fought so hard. No doubt this guy's got an appointment with the physio, appointment with the doctor to get his stuff checked, because no question he tested his frame tonight.
Incredible performance from Yoshinobu Kanai. Ray Lipinge is with.
Guys, make some noise for Yoshi Kanai. You must be exhausted but happy. How do you feel?
あなたは今疲れてると思いますけど、とってもハッピーですか？お気持ちをお聞かせください。
ペトロ・マルハリント選手、むちゃくちゃ強かったです。オス。
Petro was so strong. Os.
Listen, we're going to keep this short because I know you're tired, but there's going to be a 105 kilo title match. Would you think you deserve a next title shot?
105キロ級だと思いますけど、次のタイトルみたいなのを狙ったりはしてますか？
いや、特にないんですけど、皆さんに楽しんでいただける試合ができればいいと思っています。オス。
Okay, so what I want to do is make you so happy, so let's enjoy the match.
Okay, maybe he can send a message to everyone at home in Japan in Japanese.
日本の人々に人にメッセージをお願いします。
日本のみんな朝早朝早くから応援してもらったと思うんですけど、ありがとうございました。勝ったぞー！